Good afternoon my YouTube friends, it's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and I've been in the grow room and I'll just show you what M.E.s it is in a minute. I've been watering everything and feeding everything again today, and everything's really taking off. So I thought I'd just bring you back because I'm new at growing these Catasetums. This is a Catasetum pileatum, this one here. I've got over there, I've got Signochi's Wine Delight, and this one, that was a Signochi's Wine Delight, and this one is the Fred Clark Aria After Dark. And if we take this one first, now did I actually mark it when I got it last year, 28th of June. And it abruptly just went into dormancy. And then, this is ages and ages ago, this one. Can you see that little baby one with it? It started to produce roots, this one did. And then it had a little growth on, and then the growths give that little bit of a spurt. And I still haven't watered it. You'll see the some of the grow stones down there, they're taking in a little bit of humidity, showing a little bit of green. There's some of the roots there, and I've got one area, see that area there where there's a root that was coming through. Now I can't see where it's gone, so I'm still holding off. It's been at least 2 months and I've not watered yet. And this is the particular suitable that it's taking its strength from. And as far as I'm concerned, it's still fine. It's not completely desiccated. I mean, all the roots now seem to have gone through into the sphagnum moss. And, oh, there's just that one there, can you see? There, with a little green tip on. That one I've pushed it down, this tiny little suitable, and I've pushed it down to see if those roots will attach into that sphagnum moss. I'm not sure whether that one's a new little root coming, but all the other roots have gone down. And this sits on the shelf here when I can manoeuvre it underneath, and I'll show you there, and I'll bring it round so you can see it. So that one's there in full southern exposure. Now this is one I've recently acquired, Signochi's Wine Delight, and I potted this up on the 3rd of March, and it came with that tiny little growth there. And I was a little bit worried about this suitable. Do you remember me saying that I thought it had got a little bit of cold damage, but that's now rectified itself. That's fine. And that's just there in that sphagnum moss now. I've put it in this plastic container like that, with just some lacquer at the bottom, a layer of bark, and this sphagnum moss. And until that growth is as easily as big as that one I've just shown you, this won't get watered at all. And I can't see at the moment whether it's sending any new roots out. I think it's a little bit too small at the moment to send any roots out. And the other one I've got, which I had last year, have I put any dates on here? 1st of January. I repotted this in dormancy on the 1st of January. And it's still not woke up yet. There we are, you see. That's a nice healthy pseudobulb. That was the one from last year. But there is I've just checked all the way around it, and there are no signs yet at all of that wakening up. So this one does not go in full sun. This one, the Signodes, there, that goes on that shelf because that's the southern exposure, and I'm led to believe that they require maximum sunlight when in active growth. So they're both on there, and then when this one starts to show growth, this one's actually on one of the bottom shelves in quite a darkish area. So, but eventually when it starts to grow, again, see I've got it in that method, I will elevate it up and put it on this front shelf here. And it's been a big watering day today. There's the Sedaria japonica. That must have been in bloom easily 6 weeks, and it's just going over now. That's had a really good water and fertilise, and you'll see there it's got a new growth. A new leaf, and you'll see little roots starting to break open. And there we are. See there's some of the big vandas. They've all been watered today, and I'll need to look at my frags because they should really be watered today. But I won't get round to that today. I've watered everything else. I mean, you know, we are only one person. We can only do what we can do. I'll put that back up on here now and hang this. That's the that's peaches, that one is. And so these have all been watered. I've taken the cloth down, and we're against the light of course now. There we go. I'll just show you what I've done in a minute. Those were all watered yesterday, and there's that big new one. You wouldn't think that, would you? I mean, actually they look dry, don't they? But they're not. But they will dry out. And we've got lovely weather, beautiful spring weather. And tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, we might get anything on Friday. We could get sleet, snow, hailstones. It's given the lot on Friday. There's that new growth on that Catasetums. So what have I done this morning? I just stuck here. There. Can you see? That's the Holcoglossum wangi, Holcoglossum subdiflorum. Ooh. And what I decided this morning was that I would put live moss all round that mount and just see whether or not it'll just help it a little bit. And I'll just put this one out while I'm here because I don't show this very often. This is the Pastoral Innocence, and I was chuffed this morning. Can you see? I've just got this in a self-watering pot. You see the roots coming there? This is one of those that originally was affected by scale. This actually came from a cellar in Madeira quite a while back, and it had got beautiful, absolutely fantastic root system. And then I discovered scale, and it's taken a couple of years for this one to come back. But still, sometimes we have to just be as patient as we can, and eventually, if you treat them right and with patience, they will actually come back for you from the brink. There's it. That's the Bermondsey palm. That's my other cattleya that usually hangs in the window, and that's been watered. See, cloth down there for the drips. These are all the ones in live moss, and what I'm doing now with the ones in live moss, well, I know that's my Sidon Amphinia, but that's just had to be put on the tray. What I'm doing with those with live moss, I've got a sprayer here just with the rainwater, and I'm just keeping them hydrated just with the rainwater now. And take you up. I don't think I can take you that far around, but there we go, you see. These are all the ones that hang up there, and they're all underneath there dripping. All these yesterday got fed and watered, all these Phalaenopsis types, and I've even got a couple over here, and I'll show you those as I go out of the room. So let's just go this way round, and then, so it's a bit of a tight squeeze sometimes when they decide to bring the sprayer in the little orchid room, but sometimes it just keeps everywhere nice and tidy. And then, so let me just take you this way, and this is the one that I'm really chuffed about, is this one. And if I move it back into its right spot, and then I should be able to show you. There we go. How's it going to focus? There we go. And this one is Cattleya labiata var cerulean. And I've got another one which is not quite as active as this one, and that stands over in the window. But of course you can see we've got a new growth coming there as well. This morning I noticed, I thought we'd only got 2 roots. That one root is behind some sphagnum, behind the fishing line. We've got that one there, but can you just see we've got another little one tucked in there, and the other one that fits here, and I can just show you, is this one. And this one's labata as opposed to labiata, and that's that new growth there. So those are both transitioning very nicely. They like it, they like being mounted, and they like to be in this area. Right, so that's it folks for today. Woo! What have I stood on? I'm always clumsy and standing on something. And 72% humidity on this side of the grow room, although on the other side it's only 67, 23.7 it is. And it'll start to focus again. There we go. So I'll love you and leave you again, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye now.